What if I told you the power tool industry has been running one of the most effective con jobs in retail for decades, and the brands spending the most on marketing are often the ones delivering the least value to your wallet? Most people walk into a big box store, grab whatever's on the end cap, and never realize that the people who actually build things for a living, the contractors, the lifelong woodworkers, the shop veterans who've burned through 3 generations of tools, they buy completely differently than you do. They know which brands are coasting on a name and which ones are quietly delivering twice the value at half the noise. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on all of it. Here's what most people miss. This isn't just about which drill has more torque or which saw cuts straighter. This is about entire platforms designed to lock you into an ecosystem, brands being quietly killed off while stores still sell them at full price, and one tool company that gives you a lifetime warranty on everything including batteries, and almost nobody talks about it. By the time we get to number 1, you're going to hear about a brand that has been outselling every competitor in North America for years, runs over 300 tools on a single battery system, and the so-called pros have been telling you to avoid it. The testing says otherwise. Hit that subscribe button, because every week we post videos that cut through the marketing noise and show you exactly where your money should and shouldn't go. Here are 5 power tool brands robbing you blind and 5 worth every dollar, ranked from wasteful to absolutely criminal. Number 5. Hart. The dead brand still sitting on shelves. Hart looked like a promising budget contender when it launched as a Walmart exclusive. Decent specs, aggressive pricing, and the backing of TTY, the same Hong Kong-based parent company behind Milwaukee and Ryobi. On paper, that pedigree should have meant something. Here's the problem. TTI announced it was discontinuing the Hart business at the end of 2025. The brand is dead, gone. And yet clearance stock is still sitting on shelves right now, often without a single sign telling you that you're buying into a platform with no future, no new tools coming, no battery development, no firmware updates, no expanding ecosystem. Every dollar you spend on a Hart tool today is a dollar locked into a system that's already been abandoned by its own maker. Independent testing confirms it. The tools were never best in class to begin with, and now, without ongoing support, they're worth even less. Think about that. You walk into a store, you see a cordless drill kit for what looks like a great price, and nobody tells you the company that made it pulled the plug months ago. That's not a deal, that's a trap. The way the power tool market works now, you're not buying a single tool, you're buying into a battery platform. And when that platform dies, every bare tool purchase you planned on making dies with it. If you already own Hart tools, grab clearance batteries while you can. But if you're starting fresh, walk past that aisle and don't look back. There's a very good chance you've seen these sitting in your local Walmart right now, marked down just enough to seem tempting. Number 4. Flex. The platform lows killed overnight. This one stings because the tools themselves were genuinely impressive. Flex came out swinging with high-performance brushless motors, competitive specs, and a 24-volt platform that turned heads in early reviews. Based solely on peak performance, Flex would sit higher on any best-of list. But here's what nobody tells you about buying power tools. The tool is only as good as the ecosystem behind it, and Lowe's dropped Flex entirely, announcing they would cease selling the brand in December of 2025. One retailer decision and an entire tool platform lost its only major distribution channel in the United States. The numbers don't lie. Without shelf space, without retail support, without a visible path forward for battery development and new tool releases, Flex owners are holding hardware that's rapidly becoming orphaned. Replacement batteries get harder to find. Accessories dry up. Warranty service gets complicated when the brand has no retail partner standing behind it. Why does this matter to you? Because Flex kits are still floating around online, sometimes at what look like steep discounts. That's not a sale, that's liquidation. And buying into a liquidating platform is one of the most expensive mistakes a tool buyer can make. You save $50 today and lose hundreds when you can't expand or repair your kit 2 years from now. The people who build for a living saw this coming. They never committed to flex and volume precisely because single retailer exclusivity is a red flag. If you've been eyeing one of those discounted flex combo kits online, now you know why the price looks too good to be true. Number 3. Porter Cable. The legacy name running on fumes. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that some of the biggest names in power tools are coasting on reputations they built decades ago while quietly falling behind, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are actually trying to make smart decisions with their tool budget. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're exactly the kind of viewer this channel is built for. Porter Cable used to mean something. Real craftsmen, finished carpenters, and serious woodworkers swore by the name. That reputation was earned over years of building genuinely excellent routers, sanders, and pneumatic nailers. That's not necessarily the case today. Porter Cable is owned by Stanley Black & Decker, the same parent company behind DeWalt. And here's the quiet truth the industry doesn't advertise. Stanley Black & Decker has been funneling its best engineering, its newest brushless motor technology, and its biggest marketing dollars into DeWalt, not Porter Cable. The cordless 20-volt max Porter Cable tools still handle basic drilling, driving, sanding, and cutting, but the system feels stale next to stronger budget and mid-tier brands that are actively innovating. Independent reviews confirm it. You're paying for a name that peaked 15 years ago, while the actual tool technology inside the housing hasn't kept pace. Think about that. Same parent company, same factory infrastructure, but all the innovation goes to the premium brand while the budget line coasts. Meanwhile, competitors at the same price point are delivering brushless motors, better battery life, and expanding ecosystems that Porter Cable simply can't match. Why does it get overlooked? Because the name still carries weight with people who remember what Porter Cable used to be. And Stanley Black & Decker is happy to let that nostalgia sell tools that the engineering team stopped prioritizing a long time ago. There's a decent chance your dad or your uncle has a Porter Cable router in the shop and it's a tank, but buying new Porter Cable cordless today is a completely different proposition. Number 2. Festool. The $400 tool most people don't need. Here's where I'm going to make some enemies, because Festool inspires the kind of loyalty that borders on religion. In online forums, Festool users who defend the prices have been called Festfools by owners of competing brands who insist their DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Makita does exactly the same job for a third of the price. $400 for an oscillating saw, $300 for a drill. Overpriced is what the competition calls it, and they're not entirely wrong. But here's the full picture. Festool builds tools that do things nobody else's tools do. The Domino, which came to market in 2007, is 10 times faster than traditional mortise and tenon construction. There is no equivalent from any other manufacturer at any price. The dust extraction systems are integrated in ways that make OSHA compliance effortless. For a professional woodworker or finish carpenter billing by the hour, that speed and precision pays for itself. The testing backs this up. Festool tools last, they're precise, and the dust collection alone saves cleanup time that adds up across thousands of hours. Here's how to actually use this information if you're a homeowner, a hobbyist, or even a general contractor who reaches for a finish sander twice a month. Festool is robbing you blind. The value proposition only works when the tool is earning you money every single day. Festool was founded in Germany in 1925, and they've never pretended to be a value brand. The problem is when weekend warriors buy the hype and drop $1,500 on a track saw setup they use 4 times a year. If your shop is where you make your living and precision is what you sell, Festool earns its price. If your shop is in the garage and you're building shelves on Saturdays, that money belongs somewhere else entirely. Number 1. Premium Bosch in the USA. The giant that forgot about America. Bosch is a name that commands instant respect, and in Europe, that respect is fully earned. Founded in Germany in 1886, Bosch builds professional-grade tools that dominate job sites across the European Union. But the American market is a different story, and this is the brand that has been quietly disappointing stateside buyers for years. Historically, Bosch has not kept up with competing brands in the United States, and some innovations are released later in the USA than in Europe, or not at all. The Bosch AmpShare battery platform, which was supposed to be the answer to Milwaukee's M18 and DeWalt's 20-volt Max, has huge potential but hasn't picked up much steam. Bosch and their partners haven't put much energy into it on this side of the Atlantic. Every pro who's compared the lineups knows it. The European Bosch catalog and the American Bosch catalog look like they come from two different companies. You're paying premium Bosch pricing for a tool ecosystem that gets second-tier attention from its own manufacturer in this market. Think about that. You buy a drill with that iconic blue housing, expecting German engineering at its finest, and you get a platform that's 3 innovation cycles behind what the same company sells in Frankfurt. The tool selection is thinner, the battery ecosystem is smaller, and the new releases trickle in months or years late. Why does this get overlooked? Because the Bosch name is so strong globally that American buyers assume the brand they're getting is the same brand Europeans rave about. It's not. Not right now. If you've been looking at Bosch cordless tools at your local home improvement store, wondering why the selection seems limited compared to the yellow and red competition one aisle over, now you know the reason. Those are the 5 brands taking your money and giving you less than you deserve. But this video has a second half, and it's the half that actually puts better tools in your hands for less money. Here are the 5 brands worth every dollar, and I'm going to tell you exactly why the people who do this for a living trust them. Number 5. Cobalt XTR, the store brand that punches 3 weight classes up. Most people walk right past Cobalt at Lowe's because it sits on the shelf next to brands with bigger names and louder marketing. That's a mistake. The 24-volt Max XTR line delivers specs that compete with brands charging $50 to $100 more per tool, and independent testing backs up the marketing claims. The XTR impact driver produces 2,400 inch-pounds of torque and tested as one of the fastest underload in its class. Those aren't catalog numbers designed to impress you on a spec sheet. Those are verified results from people who actually run tools until they fail. The testing backs this up. Cobalt backs everything with a 5-year tool warranty and a 3-year battery warranty, which beats the industry standard that most competitors offer. Why this one? Because Cobalt doesn't have to spend $200 million a year on Super Bowl ads and NASCAR sponsorships. That overhead isn't baked into your purchase price. You're paying for the motor, the battery cells, and the housing, not for a marketing department. Here's how to actually use it. If you're a homeowner or a serious DIYer who needs reliable cordless tools, but you're not framing houses 40 hours a week, Cobalt XTR gives you professional tier performance without the professional tier price tag. Why does it get overlooked? Because tool tribalism is real. People see a store brand and assume it's inferior without ever reading a single test result. If you walked through the tool aisle at Lowe's and never stopped at the Cobalt section, you've been leaving money on the table. Number 4. Ridgid, the lifetime warranty nobody talks about. Ridgid has the single best warranty of any toolmaker on this entire list, and it's not even close. Out of the box, you get 3 years, which is pretty standard. But here's what most people miss. Register the product online and apply for the lifetime service agreement, and Ridgid adds a lifetime warranty that includes free replacement batteries, free service, and free replacement parts for the tool's original owner. Free batteries for life. Let that sink in. Batteries are the most expensive consumable in any cordless tool ecosystem. A single replacement battery from a major brand runs $40 to $80. Over the life of a tool collection, battery replacements can cost more than the tools themselves. Ridgid eliminates that cost entirely. The numbers don't lie. One owner put it plainly, Ridgid won my business by building solid power tools at a fair price point with a lifetime warranty on tools and batteries. Ridgid became a serious contender in cordless power tools starting around 2003 and has been building that reputation steadily since. You need to register within 90 days of purchase and upload your receipt, so don't lose that paperwork. Here's how to actually use it. Buy the tool, register it the same day, upload your receipt, and you've just locked in a warranty that no competitor can match. Why does it get overlooked? Because Ridgid doesn't have the marketing budget of Milwaukee or DeWalt, and the lifetime service agreement requires that registration step that many buyers skip. If you've got a Home Depot near you, the Ridgid section is probably 10 feet from the Milwaukee display, and most people never stop walking. Number 3. DeWalt, the job site standard that earned its price. DeWalt shows up on construction sites for a reason, and that reason has been consistent since the brand was founded in 1924. The tools take abuse, the batteries last, and replacement parts are everywhere. That's not marketing copy, that's 100 years of job site validation. The 20-volt Max platform now includes over 250 tools, which means once you buy your first DeWalt battery, you've got access to everything from framing nailers to rotary hammers without buying another charger. The 20-volt Max platform is owned by Stanley Black+Decker, and here's the critical difference between DeWalt and its sibling brand, Porter Cable. Stanley Black+Decker puts its best engineering into DeWalt. The FlexVolt system, which runs on the same batteries but delivers higher voltage for heavy-duty applications, gives contractors 60-volt performance without carrying a second battery platform. Every veteran framer and electrician knows it. DeWalt isn't the cheapest option, and with Stanley Black+Decker's mid-year guidance pointing to a second price increase of around 7 to 9% targeting DeWalt's 20-volt Max and FlexVolt lines, it's about to get more expensive. If you're planning to buy DeWalt, the Memorial Day sale window before the August 2026 tariffs hit is your best move. Here's how to actually use it. If you're a professional in the trades, especially framing, electrical, or general contracting, DeWalt's combination of platform breadth, job site durability, and parts availability is hard to beat. Why does it get overlooked? It doesn't, honestly. DeWalt is everywhere. The real mistake people make is buying DeWalt for weekend projects when less expensive platforms deliver 90% of the performance for half the cost. If you've got a truck full of yellow tools, you already know what you've got, but you might want to stock up before August. Number 2. Milwaukee, the professional's professional brand. Milwaukee commands approximately 19% of the professional power tool market, and when you look at what the brand delivers, that number makes perfect sense. The M18 platform offers over 250 tools on a single battery system. The fuel line delivers brushless motor performance that independent testing consistently ranks at or near the top of every category. And the one-key digital ecosystem lets you track, customize, and lock tools from your phone. Milwaukee's market size was valued at $7.2 billion in 2024, projected to reach $11.8 billion by 2030. That growth isn't accidental. Teardowns confirm it. Milwaukee is investing in motor technology, battery cell chemistry, and digital integration at a pace that the competition is struggling to match. In May of 2025, Milwaukee announced the launch of its Job Site Systems division to consolidate digital tool control, energy storage, and connectivity, and they announced expansion of their U.S. manufacturing and research and development facilities. That's a brand doubling down, not coasting. The M18 platform plus MX Fuel for heavy-duty applications means a single brand covers everything from a compact impact driver to a concrete breaker. Here's how to actually use it. If you're a professional tradesperson who depends on tools to make a living, Milwaukee's ecosystem depth and performance consistency justify the premium. Buy into M18, buy bare tools as you expand, and the per-tool cost drops significantly over time. Why does it get overlooked? It doesn't get overlooked by pros. Where people go wrong is buying Milwaukee for light-duty home use, paying the professional premium without needing the professional performance. If your livelihood depends on what's in your tool bag, Milwaukee belongs there. Number 1. Ryobi One Plus, the 300-tool ecosystem that the pros don't want you to respect. The conventional wisdom on Ryobi is that it's a starter brand, something you outgrow once you get serious. That framing has been costing people money for years, and the testing says it's wrong. Ryobi is the best-selling power tool brand in North America, not the best-selling budget brand. The best-selling brand, period. The One Plus platform encompasses over 300 cordless tools that all share the same 18-volt lithium-ion battery pack. And here's the detail that makes this ecosystem untouchable. Any One Plus battery works with any One Plus tool, including batteries dating back to 1996. That's 30 years of backward compatibility. No other manufacturer comes close. Every independent reviewer who has done the math knows it. Once you own 3 or 4 Ryobi batteries, every additional tool purchase drops in price because you buy bare tool versions without batteries. A Ryobi circular saw that costs $129 as a kit costs only $79 as a bare tool. Across a workshop of 10 to 15 tools, the cumulative savings from buying bare tools is often $300 to $500, and the performance gap has been shrinking fast. The Gen 2 HP drill and impact driver hit shelves in 2025, promising 45% faster speeds and 65% more torque, and early independent testing confirms Ryobi was not exaggerating. Home Depot runs aggressive Ryobi promotions during Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Black Friday, and the holiday season. Black Friday 2025 saw 6 tool combo kits with 2 batteries and a charger for under $200. Here's how to actually use it. Buy a starter kit during a seasonal sale, then expand with bare tools as you need them. The ecosystem does the saving for you. Why does it get overlooked? Brand tribalism. Tool forum regulars dismiss anything that is not red, yellow, or teal. Meanwhile, Ryobi has been quietly outselling all of them. That kit is probably sitting in your garage right now, and it is worth more respect than you have been giving it. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The power tool industry is built on platform lock-in, brand loyalty, and marketing budgets designed to make you spend more than you need to. Now you know which brands deserve your money and which ones have been taking it. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about what's hanging on your pegboard. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team Ryobi? Team Ridgid? Team Cobalt XTR? I read every comment and I want to know which reveal hit hardest. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, sometimes the best tool isn't the one with the biggest ad budget or the loudest name on the job site. Sometimes it's the one that's been sitting on the shelf you walked past, waiting for you to pick it up.